You've probably heard of geological eras. Some of them have even made their way into popular culture. Movies like Ice Age or Jurassic Park refer to periods such as the Jurassic, an era within the Mesozoic, coming right after the Triassic. These eras last millions of years and shaped life on Earth in profound ways. Around 12,000 years ago, the Holocene epoch began. Glaciers retreated, humans settled down, agriculture emerged, culture evolved, and the foundations of civilization were laid. In short, the Holocene was the era in which humanity met civilization. But today, many scientists believe the Holocene has effectively ended, millions of years earlier than expected. Because geology is no longer shaping life. Life, specifically humans, is shaping geology. We are altering the climate, transforming ecosystems, and rewriting the chemical signature of the planet. That's why this new period, defined by humanity's overwhelming influence on Earth, is called the Anthropocene. What makes it even more unusual is its precise beginning. Geological transitions typically take hundreds of thousands of years. But the start of the Anthropocene can be pointed to almost exactly. July 16, 1945, the Trinity test, the world's first nuclear explosion. On that day, humanity left a permanent radioactive trace in the Earth's crust. A literal, human signature, in the planet's geological record. You may think, well, I'm not conducting nuclear tests in my backyard. But all of us shape this era. Our everyday choices influence the future of the planet. Take a simple example, plastic. Think of the plastic products you use daily. Without even going into details, the picture is enormous. Every year, 1 trillion plastic bags are used and thrown away. Since you started watching this video, millions of them have already been discarded. Hundreds of millions of plastic bottles, billions of straws. Each of us, throughout our lifetime, sends roughly 250 pieces of plastic into the oceans. Carried by rivers to the seas, these fragments travel through currents and eventually accumulate into a floating mass of 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic. Covering about 3.5 million square kilometers, an area larger than many countries combined. Scientists call this phenomenon the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Sunlight and waves break most of it down into tiny microplastics. From afar, it isn't visible, but in reality, it's like a giant, toxic soup spread across the ocean's surface. Among it are large plastic relics from the 1970s and even old electronic toys from the 1990s. But the most dangerous parts are the ones we can't see. Microplastics threaten more than 700 species, from plankton to massive whales, from seabirds to sea turtles. Plastic enters the food chain. And at the very top of that chain is us. So the next time you eat a fish, remember. You might also be eating microplastics too small for the human eye to detect. And unfortunately, the Pacific Patch isn't alone. 5 major regions of the world's oceans are accumulating similar massive plastic vortices. According to scientific projections, by 2050, the total mass of plastic in the oceans will match, or even surpass, the mass of all fish. Humanity is essentially creating a new continent, a continent made of trash. But is this our fate? No. Scientists, engineers, and environmental organizations are working to address this crisis. One example is the Ocean Cleanup Project, which aims to solve a technological disaster with a technological solution. Their system is 600 meters long and extends 3 meters deep. A massive U-shaped barrier that moves passively with currents, winds, and waves. It captures plastic while allowing marine life to pass safely beneath it. The collected waste is then periodically transported to land by ships. But even this isn't enough. To clean the Great Pacific Garbage Patch alone, we need at least 60 of these systems. And after 5 years, they could remove only half of the existing waste. Meanwhile, we continue producing new plastic at the same pace. That's why individual actions matter just as much as global solutions. Reduce single-use plastics. Use reusable bags and containers. Choose recyclable packaging. Support biodegradable materials. And most importantly, stay aware and spread awareness. Because solving any problem begins with seeing it, understanding it, and acknowledging it. To overcome this massive environmental crisis, science, technology, art, and society must work together. The planet is trying to tell us something. This world isn't ours alone. It's a shared home, belonging to millions of species. If we want to continue living together, we must face this new, artificial continent we've created, and eliminate it before it consumes the oceans entirely.